Welcome to another episode of the Informed Choices podcast, brought to you live from the Insta podcast studio. My name is Hinder, and I have here with me three amazing guests, and I'd like them to introduce themselves, starting with my lady.
Hi guys. My name is Jemima Tunyakite. I'm a young person and a youth advocate for reproductive health.
Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Ralph. You can call me Ralphie Boy. I'm a young person and I'm very excited to be here today.
Nice. Hi everyone, my name is Nina. I can call me Manche. Youth advocate. And I love young people. Thank you.
Okay, it's nice to have you here again. And today we are going to talk about gender and reproductive health education, RHE. So to start, what are gender norms?
See, honestly, to me, gender norms is just an unwritten rule.
Unwritten.
Yeah,
Who wrote them?
Yeah, I'm looking for the person actually.
Who wrote them?
I don't know if it's Confanoche, I don't know, but
As a man, you're supposed to do this. As a woman, you're supposed to do this.
So why in the kitchen?
exactly.
Exactly. As a man, why shouldn't you why should you cry when your wife dies?
So
When you feel the pain, when it hurts, cry. Cry. When it hurts, remember to
Roll up and fly and cry.
express your emotions.
as I was saying, it's like an unwritten rule about how people should behave
Yeah.
in communities when it comes to their genders.
Yeah.
And to me, as I'm still looking for whoever wrote that rule.
We are looking for the person. We have a lot of questions for them.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. So that's gender norm for me. It's an unwritten rule.
Okay.
Thank you. Nina, what do you think?
I agree with Ralph. It's absurd. Who comes with that? I mean, my heart is broken. I'm saying breakfast, she. I didn't cry. I mean,
Steaming hot.
Charlie, steam hot something. Boiling too. I mean, the breakfast is easy.
Jemima.
Yeah, so like I said, these rules put us in a particular box. It's not flexible for us. As a man, you're supposed to do this. As a woman, you're supposed to do this. I mean, how am I supposed to even aim high if I know that this is my limit as a woman? So as a woman, I shouldn't aspire for higher positions.
Because the balance is not there.
Like I like the fact that currently, like Ghana, we have a female vice president who has gone like beyond the glass ceiling. Like we are breaking barriers, we are entering into those.
Let's go.
If a man is entering there, we are also entering there. There's nothing like gender norms. Yeah.
So we are saying that we are not conforming to these norms. We are challenging.
No, this era, this generation, we are in
The Gen Z. We are spoiling that.
Okay. So we have moved away from the days of the place of the kitchen is for the woman. The classroom is for the boy or for the man. And a man can be in the kitchen. I mean,
a man can be in the kitchen.
survival.
If I can wash your underwear as a man, your supporter, you should be able to wash my pants. Nothing should stop you. Do you understand?
I get that.
True. Funny enough, most of the chefs are in the
They are
good.
very good.
They are good
meals.
excellent
So
chefs.
you know, let's focus on young people. This is the stage where it hits us very hard. Well, as adolescent young people, we are trying to figure out who we are.
Yeah.
We are trying to figure out ourselves, and
Even the future.
you are putting a social pressure on us to conform to certain norms which are not realistic.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a very big issue. It makes ladies lose self-confidence, their self-esteem, because you are saying she has to be modest to other people, but neglect her needs. You are telling a man to be courageous and
adventurous and
you are telling a man to indulge in risky
A guy
behavior.
can be adventurous, but a woman you can't
explore.
You are telling me,
I'm a good explorer.
I'm a modest, I can't cry.
like cry when it hurts. This is my message for men. You know, gender norms shouldn't limit us from expressing our emotions.
Yeah.
Right? If it hurts, cry. When you feel the pain, seek for help.
Yeah.
There's nothing like men shouldn't cry. It can even impact your mental health.
Yeah, it does.
And then one thing is that men are afraid to open up because they are afraid that the woman that thing they said
Against
them.
So men,
why should it be so?
It shouldn't be so. So we should change the narrative. If first it was like that, now we are changing the narrative.
True.
Men, let's open up.
No one should be blamed for expressing his or her emotions.
Yeah.
And I think even with this example, it's stating a gender norm that women always try to use what you say
against you.
This is a gender norm.
Yeah.
And it's not true.
Yeah. Women always doing the
Very
blaming.
The blaming and all that.
Okay. So do you think there's a knowledge gap when it comes to accessing accurate and relevant reproductive health education?
Oh yes.
A big one. The guy was saying
The gap is huge.
Agbo. Huge.
So why am I not saying anything?
I'm listening to them.
But what do you think?
They are saying there's a huge gap, but I feel that there's a gap, but at least there's something that we can look up to.
Okay.
Right? They are we have information at our disposal, if not entirely. And when I say entirely, I mean even young people at the rural communities, young people at the far-reached communities.
Yeah.
How are they able to access reproductive health information and even services?
Yeah.
If it's on the internet, do they have internet in their various communities? Do you
Yeah.
understand? There's a gap, but at least there's been something. NGOs, PPAG, Aristotle, Curious Minds, other youth groups and even organizations are making sure that young people have unhindered access to reproductive information.
I agree with you. But it's a part. Productive health education is supposed to equip us with any education and skills to make better informed decisions about our body and well-being, right? But my two serious gaps are the timing and the delivery failure. The timing, they wait for you to do all your risky behaviors. They wait for you to finish puberty, adolescence before you actually get access to.
But at least we have information. Okay, you see a poster which is communicating something.
Good. You see a poster.
Right, it's
but
because
most of the times when I see the poster, I've already done most of the risky behaviors. The time I was curious, I was supposed to know these things. I didn't get access to them. And this information is now coming to me after I have done all those things. And the delivery failure, teachers are not allowed to teach it. Parents are dodging conversations.
It all boils down to the rationale that when they teach, we become promiscuous. When I say we become, I mean young people.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
JHS, SHS, we learned about reproductive systems. And the bits where we talk about intercourse, pregnancy,
understand.
Sweet. I would feel confident. Let me go and try it and see. At least I got to go. How is it baby form? Is that also not promiscuous?
Oh, it's not. Promiscuous is literally exploring different. Okay,
good. At a point, it's good. But at a point, the reason I wouldn't agree with your point is that at a point you won't want to understand what you are told. You want to do it. You want to do. Forget this. You want to do it. My do it with comfort. Is this sweet? I'm not as fat. Wow. It's already want to explore like sizes, the colors, different colors. My issue is the timing should be right. You don't wait for me to finish puberty rate before adolescence before you tell me there's something like reproductive health education. By then I would have gone through a lot of mental health issues, STI contractions and all. The timing should be right. Fine, it should be appropriate. But it should be right time. That's my issue.
So it means that even from the beginning, whilst you are young, you get to a certain age, your parents should even start conversations.
We should stop that kakai and
menstruation. You can start with
mention the part. It's not kakai. It's kakai.
You see the message we are getting. Your parents, you wake up or you are living with your parents and they don't want to say that this is the thing. They don't want to mention pennies as pennies. They want to say that it's a mistake.
You could add a bit of.
They tell me, growing up, I was told that if a man touches me, I'll get pregnant. But when a man touches me like this, I'll get pregnant.
That is the
So the right information is always important. So if this information is not given to us like from the onset, you can imagine where young people will get information from. So if my mother tells me a man touches me and I get pregnant, and I go out and Yaira tells me that it's pennies that gets me pregnant, I'll believe Yaira than my mother. So I won't be able to even confide or share something with her. Do you understand?
So which means that if you are going to tell me something, tell me as it is.
Yeah.
Don't find your place and sugar coated. Tell us that I'm going to see it. I'm not going to see the sugar coated. I'm going to see it as it is.
You come to my house and tell you kaka. I won't tell you kaka. I'll tell you penis, but your man is telling you kaka. You might think it's a two different things.
Yeah,
misinformation.
You understand?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So then, I'm also looking at how our parents were taught by their parents. So we are not going to teach our kids how our parents taught us, because then we have access to
the right information.
The right information. So we are going to give them the right information as it is, and not like use it to pass the corners.
And that was the delivery failure gap I was talking about. We need to fill that gap. They need to stop dodging these conversations and be realistic.
Me, when I give birth to my kids, when the child reaches 8-9 years, and it's a female, issues of menstruation.
That's true.
If it's a boy, because he will start, when he wakes up, his penis will start and have to explain to the child what it means or what happens.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that I am exposing the child to
bad parents.
Yeah.
It's just so that the child stays informed even before turning a teenager. Do you understand?
I have realized when it comes to young people, the reason I'm stressing on young people is because of we are young people.
Yeah.
You have people who are conforming to the gender norms, and you have those who are challenging.
Yeah.
But I realize those who are challenging are those who are informed and are aware that there are even support systems around to help them understand.
Yeah.
But those who are scared of social resistance, like when you don't do it, you'll be the stigma, the discrimination. They conform to it because they don't want any issue. They want to be safe from the social banters and everything. But those who are informed and those who know or are aware and have support systems around them, they always challenge these gender norms.
Try. Even though you mentioned on the parents and teachers, high column, you should also be a little flexible so you can include the RHE into it, and also the appropriateness also. Because you can't, I can't come and say Brad Kwame and there's no Brad Kwame.
You look at the age and you give them the information they need.
From experience, I was told when it's hard, when you are erected, it means you want to pee. Oh yes. So growing up, when it's erected, I just go out and just take it out. Big man like me, when you see me my penis out, because I feel like I want to pee. Because there was misinformation. You're telling me the truth. But I grew up knowing that when you're hard or when you're erected, you want to pee. Then I go out like, and it's not coming out. So later I got to, as I was saying, the timing. Later I got to know my reproductive health education. I was like, hey, what have I done? It's serious.
That brings to mind that if I, in case I'm pregnant, I can decide to keep the baby or not.
Yes.
As having access to the right information. And I'm looking at somebody who is in a village and who does not have access to the right information and feels like, well, I've heard that if you have an abortion, you are going to die. But you are going to lose your womb. And so they have no option than to give birth to a baby they are not ready for. So access to the right information is very, very
right.
From the onset.
From pack to car to I'm supposed to don't even know what pack is, what is they don't even know that is there.
Yeah. So do you think they are biased to learning? Are there bias to accessing relevant or accurate RHE?
Stigma.
Okay.
Stigma and then unfriendliness of some service providers. Like it's so serious that some young people get into trouble because they can't access services. One, because I know this service provider, she lives in my area and she's at where I'm supposed to go and get that condom.
It's like
at where I'm supposed to go and seek information on a particular contraceptive. You get it. She's also an usher in my church.
Okay.
How do I go and tell telling my mother that I've come to collect
she do this. Praise the Lord. With these people, they're able to share information faster than a forwarded WhatsApp.
Exactly. You get it. And the stigma with other young people too, knowing that I have gone to access this contraceptive contraceptive method or I've got to access this pregnancy option, they look at you in a certain way. They don't even want to associate with you because they feel you're a bad girl. Because they feel that you've indulged in something that is way higher than you, which shouldn't be the case. Yeah. So for me, I believe that these two key things are the reasons why or are barriers that young people face when it comes to accessing reproductive health education.
For me, I'm just touching on the religious services. This is an issue. You're always overlooking it because it's religious. But I don't know who brought out moral frameworks and all that. Even if you have access to the information and there are these religious barriers, you still don't go in for it because of shame and guilt.
Okay.
So that aspect, we need to look at it very well. There are people having issues in the church, but I can't open it because of these moral frameworks.
That's true. And that also reminds me, people who get married because they are pregnant.
Exactly.
When a young person gets pregnant, see church, then we are in trouble.
Then later you have issues of gender-based violence.
Because once the young person gets pregnant, the parents pushes her to go and stay with them. Cohabiting, you are not married. Cohabiting. Imagine the girl or the girl child or that young person doesn't have a job doing at that moment, and she's supposed to rely on this man all the time. If the man doesn't have it, the girl keeps demanding. Issues of violence, it will keep repeating. Even sexual violence, when she's not ready, she has to resort to it because she's living with a man.
True.
Do you understand? Sure. Yeah. So these are some of the issues that we are trying to bridge that gap and then break the barriers and then move forward, like away from that. A young person has gotten pregnant doesn't mean that
it's the end of the world.
It's the end of the world. Doesn't mean that she should go and live with a man. She should even be, if she's 18 and above, she should be able to make the decision herself that I don't want to marry this man. It's just out of wedlock. It was we don't want
pleasure.
pleasure
goes into
pleasure. But condom would have solved all this.
Exactly.
Or abstinence.
Yes, like abstain, don't do that. And we want to explore.
Okay. So that brings me to personal story. Are there any personal experiences you have where gender or RHE had a role to play?
Okay. I'm laughing. Let me just keep it short.
What you think.
28 May 2018.
Oh, wow.
I'm interested.
The hat was.
Oh,
it was working.
The breakfast show.
And you're expecting me, after all that investment, time sacrifice, you're expecting me not to cry. Boys are telling me, oh, Beman soon, you'll be hard guy.
Wow.
Is that a cry or I could? I didn't eat for 2 days.
Wow.
I can't bottle up all this emotion. But my male friends were actually advising me with these gender norms. A man is supposed to be hard, and a man is not supposed to cry. But me, I couldn't. I brought everything out. For me, that's mine. I'll never forget that day. 28 May 2018. That's not never forget.
Wow. Nina.
Yes, I still have her as a friend. She got pregnant, and then unfortunately she didn't know me at that time, so she was contemplating having a child or not. But when she had a child, so after knowing her, I told them if she had other options, she can go in for that to have the child or that to do the other thing she wanted. And now she's not married to the guy. She's doing her own business. She's schooling too. She's even happily about. Yes.
I think they've said it all, but I just want to touch a bit on body image, how all of these issues related to body image, how young people even see themselves, their sense of their self-esteem and all of that, and even access to contraception. Young people have a challenge. When I tell you something and you give me the right information, I can come to you all the time.
True.
But when someone else tells me something and it's not true, I am caught in between who to believe at that particular time. And so when a young person is pregnant and needs maybe safe abortion services and feels that, if I can come to you and you can give me the information, but you go and tell someone else, the person will be held back.
Yes.
So this is an experience from someone. I heard it from someone. I've witnessed people. Someone share it with another person, and I feel that we should openly speak about these things. It shouldn't be an issue of holding back our emotions. It shouldn't be an issue of going to tell another person about someone's issue, especially when it comes to reproductive health.
True.
Safe abortion services. We should be able to create that safe space for other young people to even come to us, like as young people, that I want to access these services. Can you direct me to this place? Can I confide in you? Can I trust you with this?
Okay. So with all that has been said, what do you want the future of RHE to be? What can you change? What can you add?
Oh, what can I add? So I think PPAD is actually doing well when it comes to reproductive health services, the delivery,
True.
especially the self-care options. Yeah. But me, I want it to be as fast as possible. Just like how I'm able to order for food through both the Lowe's app and all of that. If I need a service on reproductive health, at my fingertips, I just tap on an app. I just speak to a consultant, a doctor, or a reproductive health expert, a specialist, exactly. And then whatever I need is delivered to my house immediately without any kind of challenge.
Okay. Nina,
And also, I also believe in policies. I like policies. So the policies should be tailored to young people.
Yeah.
It is us. It is not them. They know the them. You get it? It is us. We are the ones going through that phase. So the policy should also be very inclusive.
Yeah.
It should be practical.
Yeah.
It should be physical. It shouldn't be a lot of absurd narrative. It shouldn't be narrative. It should be practical.
It should be long.
I just wanted to add something to what Nina said about policies. So when they are designing policies, or when policies are designed for young people, I believe that when we are engaged, like meaningful involvement and engagement of young people from the inception, from design to implementation to evaluation, we shouldn't be tokenized. Young people shouldn't be tokenized. When it comes to policies, let's be engaged, like right from the beginning, till we evaluate it and we know that okay, we are all on the same page. We shouldn't do it in the middle, then they are calling and say, oh, we need 5 young people to come and do this. They call us.
Item 13.
Like there's item 13, there's 13. No, that's not what we need. Like let us design what we want. Like let our
part of
voices
the mix.
exactly. Let our voices be heard right from the inception, the design stage. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Rafi boy, So currently, reproductive health education to me looks very narrow and outdated.
Okay.
I think it's high time we move away from the biological aspect of it, the autonomy and the contraception. We need to infuse more. The word is infuse. We need to infuse more of the mental health aspect.
Yeah, that's good.
The emotional impact of menstruation, emotional impact of pregnancy and all that.
Yeah.
The bit of consent and relationships.
The stigma.
You understand? We need to move away from the biology aspect. I'm not saying we should go away, but at least we should infuse other aspects of reproductive health education. Because it's always like bodily autonomy, contraception. So the future I see for reproductive health needs to be involved. We need to have the mental health aspects of everything.
Should be comprehensive.
Yes.
That's good. I agree with that, especially with the mental health, because we don't see that as something that's done at all. Like in the very least, it's not done.
There's neglect on mental health, which is very funny.
And I'm even looking at a father, like somebody becoming a father for the first time, and they don't know what they are doing. Like, they are so lost, and they tend to put in more. They spend more time at work
to
make up for.
Because I'm a father.
To make up for, I don't know what to do, so let me put in more effort in the work I'm doing, corporate work, and they tend to neglect the woman, like all those things. So I think the introduction of mental health, these things would be very helpful. So in 1 minute each, let's all give our last words to young people, to policymakers, to anybody at all. Can be to our parents.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I said earlier, I'm starting right.
Yeah.
So like I said earlier, young people shouldn't be tokenized. We should be meaningfully involved and engaged in policy making right from the inception, from design to implementation to evaluation. And to parents too, when it comes to issues of RHE, reproductive health education, the information, the right information should be given to young people or us at the beginning. From the onset, you know that this is the age that my child is turning, and the child needs to know certain information about menstruation. That's if the child is a girl, and if it's a boy, you have to explain wet dreams to the boy at the right age, so that we don't get to a certain age or a certain part or a certain stage that we begin to resort to information from our friends either than our parents. Parents should be the safe space, should be first point of contact or first point of call when children need children need information on reproductive health. So yes, that is it. That's something. Sometimes I become very emotional when I'm talking about issues.
That's okay.
Yes, so reproductive health education should be very inclusive and practical to meet our needs.
Our needs.
Not their needs.
Yeah.
Not political needs, not religious needs, but our needs as young people.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Young people like myself, the RHE is there for us.
She's had the experience of the family. I don't know why she mentioned it, but
So yes. It's a nice journey. You enjoy it. You learn on the job. You learn on the job. So yes, RHE is here for us. Let's embrace it. Let us be intentional about it. Let us also give an input whenever it's needed. Adios.
Thank you for listening to us. Also, so we've come to the end of another episode, and I want to see you again next time. Don't forget to follow us on our social media handles, Yenkasa_GH, and on YouTube, PPH Ghana. Thank you. It's bye for now.
Stand by me, that's right.